Hello students, today we will discuss different factors used in the plastic analysis. Right? The previous slide we discussed about shape factor. Here also once again the shape factor for different sections. Like if we have a rectangular section of shape factor, we all know that is calculated by plastic section modulus divided by section modulus, and it is denoted defined as a by 2 into y1 plus y2. So from by using the formula, we can easily get the shape factor for rectangular section. Like ZP is a by 2 y1 plus y2, and Z section model we all know that is BD square by 6 for a rectangular section. Right. So by solving this, we get the section shape factor for rectangular section as 1.5. Right. This should be remembered because it will be used for calculating the problems. Right. Shape factor is 1.5 means if we can see here it is 1.5. So 1.5 means it have a reserve strength of 50%. As I told you earlier, also shape factor defines the reserve strength of a particular section, right? So 1.5 means it is 50% more reserve strength. Like circular section, again Zp upon Z will be calculated, and by solving this equation for the formula, we get this 1.7, right? So you can see the calculation. It is simply simple. So for circle means it is 1.7. It means it has 70% more strength or 70% reserve strength beyond yielding, right? Like I section again we have 1.12 to 1.14. For H section we have 1.5. For diamond we have 2, and for triangle we have 2.34. You should calculate this by your own, right? I've already discussed formula how to calculate it. Please solve this, right? And you should remember all such values because it is useful for the problems. Right? Like I section 1.12, slit is 1.27, X section is 1.5, circle 1.7 already solved, diamond is 2, and triangle is 2.3. Right? Like we have a problem. For a rectangular section, shape factor is 1.5, for visible bending stress is 0.66, and by load factor. I told you load factor is calculated by factor of safety into shape factor. The factor of safety is defined as Fy upon F. Fy we don't know, but we know F. F because permissible bending stress is 0.66, so we can put the value of 0.66 Fy in place of F. So we can, and we know that it is a rectangular section, means shape factor is 1.5. So by solving it, we can get the law of load factor as 2.25. It's very simple, right? Next is for an I section, shape factor is 1.2. Factor of safety in bending is 1.5. If allowable stress is increased by 20%, then collapse load. Calculate the collapse load. Load factor, factor of safety into shape factor. Factor of safety is given to us. It is 1.5. Shape factor, we know that for I section, shape factor is 1.12. So it means F is increased by 20%. F is 1.20, right? F is increased by 20%. Right? It is given over here. Fy upon F into shape factor. Fy as it is, and F is increased by 20%. Yeah, it means 1.2 into F is equals to 1.12. So by solving this, we get the value of 1.4. Just see this question one. It is simple. Similarly, if the cross section area is symmetrical about x-axis, then elastic and plastic neutral axis always coincide, right? So this is here. Let's read it out once. Again, there is when a triangle section of a beam becomes plastic hinge, then compressive force acting on it. We need to calculate the C force. I told you C force is stress into area. Stress is Fy and area is A by 2. So Fy and area by 2 means half into half base into altitude. By solving this, we can get the compressive force, right? Plastic hinge means stress distribution is rectangular. Always see whatever the section is. If plastic hinge is formed, it means the stress distribution is always rectangular, whatever section we take. Okay. So collapse load for standard cases. What are collapse load? Collapse load basically means that the section gets failed, not yielded, to get collapsed, right? So concept one, mechanism. Mechanism actually means the formation of three or more hinges, basically three hinges in a row, so that there is a free plastic moment will develop, right? This is axial stress developed, rigid body translation. If you put a force here, it will slide down. This is moment, bending stress developed, and like this. This is hinge, already hinged. This is already hinged. And if we put a internal hinge here, this is known as floating hinge. And if we put a force here, it will formulate a triangle. This is known as a mechanism. Suppose if this joint is fixed and this also is fixed, then this single hinge will not form mechanism. We need to have three hinges in a row, right? Either they are localized present there or it is a floating hinge. Right? Mechanism. What is mechanism? It is the segment, a portion of a beam between plastic hinges are able to move without increase in load. Then it is called mechanism. Just if you put three hinges in a row, in a line, in a parallel to each other, and put a force, or if you do not put a force, it will automatically get collapsed. Such formation is known as mechanism. Mechanism is also called rigid body translation or rigid body rotation. If mechanism is formed, then it means that the structure becomes unstable. Right? Static indeterminacy or degree of certainty. It is the number of unknown reactions in excess of equilibrium equations. So if equations, it is calculated as R minus S. R is the number of unknowns and S is the number of available equation, which is 3 in case of 3D and which is 6 in case of space frames. Right? You can see here it is a structure which is hinged on both the side. If hinge means we do not have rotation there, so the number of reaction will be VA, HA, VB, HB, which means 4, and the number of equilibrium reactions we have or equations we have 3 vertical horizontal moment. It means the static indeterminacy would be 4 minus 3, that is 1, right? So add DS ordinary hinges, right? So if by putting one more hinge, it will form a, it will be a determinate structure, right? In plastic analysis, these things should be remembered. To make statically indeterminate structure as a determinate structure, the number of plastic hinges required is DS, right? Which we can see here. The DS was 1. So to make this is obviously indeterminate. To make this determinate, just provide one hinge because DS is 1. Now, DS is 2, provide two hinges. DS is 1, I provided one hinge. So to make indeterminate structure determinate, we just provide DS number of hinges, right? Will make the indeterminate structure determinate. To make a mechanism in a statically indeterminate structure, the number of plastic hinges required is DS plus 1. If now we need to make a mechanism, so number of plastic hinges required will be DS plus 1, right? So these points must be remembered. They are also the competitive exam. Like this, we have a beam, fixed beam. So the number of reactions are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the number of equilibrium equations we have are 3. So DS is 3 degrees, right? The fixed beams subjected to general loading include inclined loading are statically indeterminate to 3 degrees, right? So to make it determinate, we need to provide 3 hinges. Okay. Like this is for actually inclined loading, right? If we have perfectly vertical load, then this HA will not act because no horizontal force is there. How would we get a horizontal reaction? It means only 4 external reactions are there and 2 equilibrium equations are there. It means 2 degree of DS, static indeterminacy will be 2. So to make it determinate, we need to provide 2 plastic hinges, and to make a mechanism, we need to add DS plus 1 means 3 further uh, plastic hinges to make a mechanism, right? So type of support, you know that this is a roller support, this is support, this is stick support. So these basically these three kind of supports we have in the structure, right? So please do remember the points which we have mentioned here because they are asked in the exams, competitive exam mainly, and it would be used in the upcoming presentations and lectures, right?